Hello and welcome to Qsports. I'm Udo Gajaga and thank you for joining us on Qsports today. We're talking exclusively about North Bank Region Football Association. Some of their activities currently, there is a competition that is going on, how many teams are participating, and generally football development in the northern part of the country. That is across the river. If you pass from Bara all the way to Farafenni. Joining me in the studio is Momodu C, their Media and Communication Officer, and also Kemo Sise, the second Vice President of the North Bank Football Association. First, welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gajaga, and good morning to the viewers. We are here today to have a discussion with you, and then concerning about our region football.
Thank you very much.
We thank you so much, and we appreciate the QTV for accord us the opportunity. Thank
you, Kemo, and Momodu.
Thank you, Mr. Gajaga, and good morning to your wonderful viewers as well. It's a pleasure being here, most especially talking about football and what is being pertinent across the length and breadth of NBR.
Fantastic. Kemo, you're the second Vice President. Let's start with you. Tell us, what's the level of football development in your region?
Right. Thank you, Mr. Gajaga. At my area, when we come last May, to date, there are significant steps that we know the new executive is trying to work on. And then as we progress into the regional, football management proper, we try to consult with our constitutions, which accord us some, regulations that we need to, put the football structure in place. Honestly, we've started doing so, and then if you check, into our regional structuring, football is more than just for the executive only. So in so doing, we are trying to consult with the constitution to have these subcommittees that are, embedded in the constitution to institute all those subcommittees, and then so that, we'll have a functional football organization in our region. This thing have started because we've already done with the formation of the media committee. We've did with the protocol committee, the security committee, and many other committees are yet to be completed. Though they are all on pipeline, I know they will be, unfolding as we progress into the regional management proper.
Okay, so that's in terms of the structure. When you were newly elected into office, you came up with all these committees, with all the regional, let's say, associations, and also having, let's say, committees in which they would be able to make things work at your level. But let's say the game of football itself, when you came in, of course, there were competitions in the region between communities. Of recent, what competition is currently going on?
Right. Of recent, we dealing with the Zonal Championship for the second edition. But when we come newly into the office, we found the league, was been ongoing, the third division league. We were able to successfully complete that one. Give maximum support to our regional champions, to see them through the qualifiers to second division level. So the male, category was able to make it. Kudos to Northstar, Football Academy FC, that has progressed at least to national second division tier. So unfortunately for our female category, Star Academy was unable to make it. But as a committee, we were there for them. We stood them financially, morally. We've supported them. We've been with them on the ground to show our solidarity with them, just to make sure that they are into the second division proper. So I know as a regional football association, we've done our part to support their teams into that level. So now we engage in the national, regional, zonal championship. We know we've started it last year. It was the maiden last year. So we were having 6 teams that participated into the maiden one. So coming to this year, more consultation was done with the stakeholders. More engagement, more interaction has been happening in the region. So we engage in physical meetings, online meetings, and then face-to-face discussions with stakeholders. That motivated us this time around to even increase the number from 6 to 12 initially. So when we reach to the target of 12, we see how wide NBR is and how committed, some areas have come onto us. It has prompted us again to increase the bar to 15. So as today, we have 15 teams that are participating into this second edition of the North Bank Regional Football Zonal Championship.
Fantastic. That's a huge number. Mamoudou, let me come to you. In terms of participation of the teams, competitive level, with the challenges of infrastructure on the ground, how is the competition going?
Yes, the competition in general mirrors that of the regular competition that we have when it comes to in the country per se. Even though infrastructure can become a huge burden on all football lovers, most especially us as administrators. But that on mind, when you look at the participating zones, that is the 15 zones that are competing in the NBRFA Bakary Kijame sponsored 2025 Zonal Championship, all of these teams were conducting regular Nawetans or even Norans that emanated from the Norans going all the way in the Nawetans. And you look at their competitions, at least the minimum teams that each of these participating zones have been at least producing is 12 competing teams within their own geographical entity. So that being the case, that is both participatory and it also produces that regional character that we have for quite a number of years as a regional football executive that we have been envisioning, where if we call activities, we will see all stakeholders that will be drawn from across the length and breadth of the region. So for quite a number of time, this is something that has also come with major takeaways when it comes to from the previous edition going forward in this year's edition as well.
Okay. Is the competition centralized to a point where teams would play in various zones? Let's say there are matches in Farafenye, there are matches in SL, and then there are matches in other zones as well.
Indeed. I think if you look at the competition format per se, all those 15 teams are drawn across 3 groups. But then you will look at each of these teams, they have the opportunity to play 2 home games and 2 away games. But you look at the teams, we have the teams all the way from Bara going all the way to Sabah Sanjal. That itself is participatory. And in fact, we are having games all the way in Gain Sanjal, in Sabah Sanjal. In Farafenye Pase also, there are games going all the way at Karawan, which comprise Law Body with their own zones, and equally so going at the other interior of the Nyomis in the Tubakolongs, and more so to the Fas and the Mbolet Bas. All of these were are areas that we are seeing the zonal being played, and again which is also in line for it to be that regional character that we have also envisioned.
Great. Kemo, let's talk about now you as a regional football association. You are under the supervision of the Gambia Football Federation. That's a parent body which is structured to run football in the country. In terms of your structure, funding-wise, how do you cope with the difficulties of funding in this country in terms of running competitions? As a football association, where does the money come from? Is it the teams have to contribute, or do you have to raise funds? How do you go about getting the competitions running? Because it costs a lot. It
costs a lot. Competition is costly, to be honest. And then, the major partner for regional football is the federation, the GFF. And we all know how challenging it is at the moment when it comes to funding. The required fund for competition is extremely, expensive. So that's why, we took on certain initiatives to go into partnering with, certain institutions and stakeholders in order to bring them on board to our regional football, in order to subsidize what GFF is doing, at least, to increase our, financial muscles to meet the, competitiveness of the football in the region. Yeah, so at the moment, you've seen in these particular zonals, we have, started partnering with official. Yeah, we are hopeful they will come on board officially to announce how much, their partnership would entail everything. Yeah, because we learned that, their CEO is in the country.
Yeah, maybe talk about that later.
Oh.
Yeah. So in terms of, let's say, competitiveness, let's say communities that are competing in the region, the support level, because normally competitions in the regions, teams would see that we are, let's say, owners of this particular community.
Yeah.
If SEO is competing, if Bara is competing, if Farafenni is competing, they'll say, we are definitely going to be part of this competition, and they will support their team 100%.
Yeah.
How is that like?
Yeah, that is going well because the community are taking ownership of their various, zones, especially the current zonals that we are playing. So when we came with the idea to play regional zonals, we know it is challenging, and the FA doesn't even have the financial muscle to do it. But when we sell the concept to the stakeholders, these Nawetan centers, because they are each, playing Nawetan in their various domains, just like what Momodo has just alluded on, that each of those Nawetan centers has more than 12 to 20 teams participating in their respective zones. So when we sell the concept to them and we tell them how challenging it is, so during that discussion, it has come to us as we have things on board to say we can do this, even whereas we don't have financial support elsewhere, more of it, though it is going to be challenging. So, but we strategize it. At least, we came to terms with the stakeholders that we would play the game, and then there will be gate takings, and then we need to be doing the expenditure before the before sharing the percentage. So the expenditure will incur like the service providers, the referees, securities, medics, and the commissioner. So these are the four, critical service providers for every game. And then we agreed with the stakeholders that, we need to pay those ones from that amount that is collected from the gate, and the remains, will be shared to the various teams. And then the home team will have 50% of the money, while the away team will have 25% and FA will have 25%. So if we accumulate these things together, maybe there will be games that we cannot even pay from the gate, and FA has to chip in from what they are accumulating and from their own covers to make sure that those service providers are paid. So when this thing was put to them, and then the importance of playing regional zonals, because it is going to be a platform for a hunting ground for our regional third division teams and even to the national division teams. Because we've seen when we are playing, a lot of these people will come to check, to see, and then there are potential talents that they've been tapping. We could vividly say for last year it has paid dividends at our maiden zonals. We've seen a good number of Nawetan players are now transited to second division league, and then third division league. And then we've seen through that again, a football team was selected to represent the region into the national neck-off. These were basically selected from the zonal competition. The players who participated in the zonal, strictly we say the coach has to select, do their selection from that league, and this is what they brought together. We present that to the region as our regional team to participate into neck-off, and then they give us the desired result. So it's a good platform, we think.
Great. Mamudu, when it comes to Northstar Academy, this is an academy which was established months, let's say a year ago. If you look at what they've been able to put together, competing and then into the third division, now getting into the second division, that must be really huge for the region of the North Bank.
Indeed. I will equally use this opportunity to also commend our colleague, that is Mr. Ibujara, who also double as an executive committee member of North Bank Regional Football Association. Yes, that speaks of football. Whatever you put into it, that is a dividend that will come it. football goes side by side with putting much resources. That is why us as a regional executive committee, we will use this opportunity to also speak to all potential partners that deems it fit to at least come on board for us to also salvage the region when it comes to how best we are able to harness the potentials of the youngsters that are within the length and breadth of NBR. Notwithstanding, yes, coming back to the issue of Northstar, yeah, I have been a keen follower, if not majority of their development, knowing the ambitious project that they had, which comes with a lot of infrastructural dividends. And today, barely a year, they were able to also have a functional, mini park with a fully ready artificial turf that we are also anticipating in the coming GFF Division League to see, matches being hosted in the region. But the major timeline as far as competitions are concerned with regards to the mandate of executive committee, we do not only want to see teams competing in the second division, do you understand? But how many teams we are being able to at least witness going into the second division, much more even to the first division, because until of now, we are among the very regions, even though we are doing quite a number of initiatives, but our teams also, for them to also have that that presence in the second division, they would not be able to maintain it. This has been something also that we have robustly, taken as an executive committee to also carve out initiatives that will also help our teams. Competitions is also part of them. The coming of the zonals will also help those teams also bolster their squads with the presence of the homegrown talents that are within the region. Because if you look at that alone would be able to at least provide those teams with the needed logistics and the dividend that is needed to also have players that are within their own close proximity. It also, discourage that spending on having players being brought all the way from other part of the country, if not outside the country. So these are also some plans or the major takeaways that we are also carving as executive committee in line with Northstar's participation in the second division of the GFF. Thank you.
You are somebody who is the eyes and the ears of the association in terms of reporting on what happened. Some of the key highlights of the zonal competition, let's say goals, a particular talented player, skillful player that you could point out and say, this one, if he gets the opportunity, the future is really bright for him, I mean, in general terms.
Yes, there are quite a number of them, to be candid. Even though we are restrained when it comes to our media level, but at least we are able to step up beyond the lines because I barely joined.
I have to congratulate you because your Facebook page is very much active.
Yes, I barely joined the FA. Yeah. I think this October will make it one year.
Yeah, good. You've been doing a brilliant job.
Yeah, and journalism. Some people will think that I have that perisquate knowledge when it comes to journalism, but I only had my BA in English language. That is the only gap, and I've been writer and. With the little contacts that I have, colleagues that I shared courses back then when we were at uni, the ML dramas and so, those people are the ones that inspired me to also take the courage to also be on doing that. But I know, right now, since as Kemo rightly alluded, we have already established a functional media committee, and that media committee is drawn from individuals that have so much passion when it comes to the journalism aspect of it. And going forward, we will see major developments when it comes to our football reporting. Aside from that, yes, there are quite a number of talents. Most especially, as Kemo rightly alluded, if you look at the past year's Zonal, at least we were able, in the maiden, which was competed by 6 teams, we were able to see 2 players that exceeded directly to a first division team of Fortune Football Club, and quite a number of players that also, were enlisted in the second division, per se, in the Suokonos FC, that were scouted, from the Zonal. And this alone speaks volume when it comes to the competition. It also speaks about the validity of the competition, per se, to have in your maiden edition, to have players that are directly scouted to the first division. And the expectation is this. This is a region that have quite for number of years have produced top talents that are enormously into even our national team. The likes of Alaji Sens, you know, who started his football in our own third division league of Timeless FC. You know,
now playing for the national team.
Now playing for the national
That's
team.
Really
this Cibi's passage. Cibi started his second school sports back in Alberta. Senior secondary school, where when I was such at a tender age, I was fortunate to see some of his moves that he was doing at Alberta. You know, for quite a number, the Jibril, you know, the Jibril, the one who was
Jibril Silla, yeah.
Jibril Silla,
yeah, who was playing for Fortune before, and then
you see, these are dividends that are in line with the raw talents that are existence. If you are a scout there, maybe a first division owner, you use this opportunity to come on board, and you will see at least a talent for yourself that you can be able to at least explore, and we see the dividend.
Kim, we've talked about infrastructure a little bit with Mumudu. The Northstar Academy, they want to establish themselves as a fully functional football academy with infrastructure. They have an artificial turf. When everything is ready, their venue can host matches, maybe for second division matches. How will this boost the level of football development in the region of the North Bank?
Yeah, it is going to take the regional football to the next level, because if you consider how many teams, even not only Northstar is representing us at the moment, but if we go to the female category, we have at least 2 female teams that are already participating into the regional second division, or 3. I think Lower Nyomi is there. We have Mansawali and Young Icons who are coming back again. I think these are 3 teams that we are also participating, and having a functional ground in the region will accord all of them, you know, to be having their home game in that soil, because playing your home game away from home, you know, is costly on the team. If you check the preparation aspect of the team, and so it definitely costs us a lot. So, but if we can have these, you know, functional grounds in the region, that is definitely going to take us to another level. And yeah, Northstar is on at least, you know, a high gear or finishing point at the moment. We are hopeful that, you know, they will start enjoying that turf soon. But yeah, we have some, you know, engagements, because we have some, we received some feedbacks onto how GFF also is, you know, considering the Kuntaya, you know, football field. So, you know, we received a preliminary report on that, you know, how advanced they were, you know, until a consultant came there to do the survey and so. So I know by the time we say a year or so, we'll be able to know something about that. So, and then for Farafenye mini stadium also, we are also on our toes to engage the, you know, regional authorities in that, because we are having that information that, you know, come next season, next NECOF might be hosted in the region. So these are some of the things that, you know, we also want to be on our toes as regional FA, to make sure that we have certain movement on those, you know, things when it comes to the grounds in the region.
Yeah. Football infrastructure is hugely important for the game to develop to a certain level, for us to be able to compete with regional neighbors, let's say in the continent, and as well as even at the global stage. You have to have the infrastructure ready. Let's say, Mumudu, is the North Bank and other regions at a disadvantage in terms of, yes, you can have the raw talent, but if you don't have the infrastructure, it would be difficult to make the next move, that is to move your football from the grassroots now to the higher level?
I think I will quite well agree with that, for the very fact that the greatest influence when it comes to how to see talents being exceeding to other chapters is having the infrastructure being placed. Aside from, most especially in football, the lack of infrastructure have even hampered our operation as a country, which we have seen the dividends of it. Notwithstanding, you know, coming at a region as well, this has been issues that also we have been grappling with. It has been quite a number of years, even just as Kemo alluded, although there are positive feedbacks that are turning on, most especially the highlight of the Kunta Mini Stadium, which is on high gear, which we knew based on the preliminary report that there was a consultant hired. However, as an executive committee, we cannot also rest on our laurels to also be castigating on those things. Notwithstanding, we are on the verge of developing a PP, that is public partnerships, to stakeholders, most especially the council, that is the Karawan Area Council, and other like-minded institutions that we feel could add a lot of values towards the realizations of our goals. Bearing in mind the issue of infrastructure is part of the top agenda of the executive committee under the leadership of President Ibrahim Asise. These are issues also that we are developing on the pipeline. In the coming months or weeks or so, we will at least be having audience with the relevant stakeholders and how best we can able to tabulate the issue of infrastructure as a priority on our region, because it has been quite a very unfortunate circumstances seeing our second division teams going to play all the way, their home games to other regions, per se in Soma. That alone does not only help them financially, but also it also add a lot of negative weight when it comes to the players' morale, the lack of that home support and vis-a-vis the required chemistry that they will also need as being played in their own home soil.
Okay. Yeah. Let's say for the teams that are in the combos, and you have most of the players would want, because of the infrastructure that is around here, to be based there. But what's the motivating factor for players in the North Bank region in competing for their own teams in their own communities and make progress? Sometimes, yes, being poached by first division teams in the combos and also, let's say, second division teams around this end.
Yeah, the community pride is what is driving them more, because in this regard, like you mentioned, a lot of young, kids will definitely want to be performing onto these artificial turfs which are attractive to them. But community participation in football also is bringing a lot of them home. Even some of our brothers who are fortunate to have compounds in Combo, their kids now are trying to enjoy the home ground than elsewhere, because you can see even the fans chanting when it comes to football, dance your yard before you dance abroad. Despite what you are doing in Combo, some of them are playing in other centers there, but still when it comes to the community football, every youth now will want to come up to the provincial team. And you can see even our kids who are into other divisions level here, once a team is qualified from the region, they all wanted to show their solidarity. They all wanted to show their interest, as if the team would be needing them, then they will come and play for. So having pushed in community football or these community teams to rise up is going to be a moral boost for our kids. You can see when SO joined the regional national division, you can see how the people of SO and these satellite villages come together to build up that team, to stand behind that team. So these are some of the things I believe, if we have the opportunity, especially this, what they are looking into combos, that's the tough. So if we can have a playable, grounds in the region, even if it is one or two, Gajaga, it is going to be very difficult for our kids to move to the combos now.
Yes, we look forward to that, to get that infrastructure, because it enhances performance, competition, and also motivate the players who would be using that very good football pitches to compete. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will get into the local languages so that we can talk to our brothers, our sisters in the region, that it is important to talk about regional football. Football is not only played in Serekunda, Banjul, Brikama, Sukuta and Bakau, but football is played across the country. It's a game loved by everybody.
The fastest growing network in the Gambia now presents to you the eSIM, QSouth eSIM allows you to electronically scan a code and join the world of digital SIM cards. Customers with physical SIMs can easily switch to the eSIM as well. So rush now and get connected with an eSIM and start using the latest mobile technology with your trusted GSM operator. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QSouth, Sinupus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back, and this is Qsports. I'm Umudu Gajaga. Thank you very much for joining us. We're talking about football development in the North Bank region, and members of the North Bank Region Football Association are with me in the studio. Kemo Sise is the second vice president, and Mamudu C is the media and communications officer of the North Bank Football Association. Badingoratol min benjibe kang QTV bi na balabo nyoto kacha programo mi alonko ka fa Qsports ngamo lesoto nan jang mi la alonko ibotam fangola dulal dom fangola dinkirato bawonte momo endelo balu nako defana bota North Bank region ne bota Kercherno village le Opanyomi district obe North Bank tundo nyine kono inata jam pour nga kacha katadam fo la yirwa be nyaadi le ni data North Bank region la fanna nyina itol be kuol samba ka nyaadi le muna muy la ngatan kuolti ani la kole a kuolti folo kemo mbe bismillah la isavo badi ngole alla region oto North Bank region o mbela region o katadam fo be nyaadi le albe tembe daji malto
Obaraka Bage Gajaga ko ya fa nyame ndem kemo siselati from Tubakolong North Bank region. So bin nada janna pour nim badi ngole kacha na football be temme damin do region on nyinkono kay tandila ko no ndol kabrena nyin committee kuto lota me karo nyinkono nyi meta milani so nga football min taranon abeta kan wala na ta division liko nyinde so wo kono na dokol nada continue ni wala kaje ko nga kumfano kayrala fo nga na regional champion sodonoje so bi nga regional champion fanan sodo nada fere la fanan ka lowol fe ke fasa pour ye dunno nyamen second division liko nyinkono so wokono nada nyafa bal soroje nyandal lola min dulal min to komi federation of football association o nyandal lola la team of nyame nga wolkele fo ngaje ko Northstar min boda na mafa wala say wolfele dunda second division proper nyin konan so na musol la karola nga min fanam fasaje wala Star Academy de bod alaman na lañino wala ko wala pour ka dunno second division on nkono but alhamdulillah biru wol fanam boda la say nga nyatele minna wala zonal championship o nyande mo be dending regional zonal sizina so say nga wala commencé last weekend on nkono nga akalam dako nga côté reza kenon majo nyina farafenya mi alonko na defending champions minimo lo badi wude wala ni farafenya the host of last championship wala play ni côté reza nyendo so akeda nyosia balatu nunje bari baron gemo nyin kono ni ajibi alabanta non momo golda nya fula then in order to 5-5 penalty la mi alongo lo badu not na win ka ila championship ni defend so it was akeda seo baladi regional nyimu me bekan akeda nyafa baladi akeda football fanan na makama kutolti regional nyinga ka jako nga na force edition o kele min keda seronde mi alongo team woro damala dundan wa kono so kachal kono anin nyafa balin simfa balu minutara nada jako nyinang nada tim tanilul so do min alon ko yeda dundi ni regional zonal nyin kono so binna football be tembere o dale do ado ni weekend o kono lam ni regional zonal o kumasta fixture proper ni kumasta kuno ngaje ko tubakolon ning kunta ya player tubakole kunta ya gagner kadidanya saba aning fula so at SO ground SO ning kanuma la player je so ese danya fla soto kanuma e kilin soto so bi fixture be continue la kat asama kan so lokun nyinnel be kala na tournament la tanya nyinde
baraka bake o kumata bake Mamadou si itala kadiamu committee nyin toyala association nyin toyala itala muy la kibar sefelati ni ajibe nyin competition nyin kabrenga kuma stani saintema afo mole ye munya fa kulle jeje bri karadam fulal ila karadam fola yirwa la karola aning satel fon miliyalon ko wolle dabe nyinto tundol min dabe nyin competition o nyin kono ila la finno kayitandi ko nyimun dolle tati nyimun yalde dolla fa nyin karatam fu timo la laftala nyato tala
baraka bake Mamadou kamol soto jang that is NBRF nya zonalo jibe zonalo nyin timo no be bije wol timol be mu nawetan zone non lante nawetan zone no nye jibe ibe sabaterin tundol lento so tundol timol mun yalo e bije at least ya 12 teams sotole so wayaten na timo zone nyin a tundol bele ma nyin ko gal fon ka ke bal fon ka jadi karawan kumandam banko bele ma kabo bara kata fo saba sanjal kabo bolet ba fas kata fo ani nyomi hakalam banko ta kata to pa nyomi nin tuba kolombe majol be ga planning a jelal so nya zonal nim fon jibe munala wolinde wolen kan na dinni wol ma koy nyaaba ka nyaato ta soto ila football career to ko biya fa nyami football man dang kombo tuba banko da mala ni tata na tundol fa kono mfana mbo football len sembote ya kan why zonal o kabinga start last year ngaje team woro da mala natano wala the first edition de why this year nga nyato ta fa nanjije nga jibe kabinga application o nyi yela nawetan zonal mun yalon ya apply atata fo tannen lulu mulba compete kan wotannen lulo iwi nge safe group sabale but zonalo nying la nyato ta ba mu nyinante kam mul kan na dindingol jibe wala na playalsi ila career sa grono ibajala na third division team mul fana is a selection ground soto and even first division team mul fana ni second division team mul be fana sinano na tundo to ka player soto ke samba ila team mul to nsaje no nyaade wo player fana nyato ta wat tarano la career to nyabin wo komanto last year nga player dantan soto mundialon ye tanan zonal to ye samba directly to the first division and in the last year that is the neck of edition of last year nga jibe timo mun ya regional ning represent beba play kanu in the first division of the zonal so wo timo fana tata all the way to win the football championship or neck of mundialum aka compete tundol mun beba banko kono kabo west coast line bank kabo KM line bank kabo NBR kata fo UR de belem computer NBR yawo championship o win wo fanan aya nyato ta dinnan to lala as an executive committee most especially about the zonal competition. Thank you.
Kuma tabake comment demanding na kacha ko nangale kanla nga fole ko pour ka glasoto kata dam fu baye soto damiyalon ko ye ñamu soto je walla ye la soto je miyan ko ka fole artificial turf wala ka kadam fo yirwande ngaje ko alla North Bank tundo nyinkan timo bi je ka fumi Northstar Academy mo kadam fu timolti ila loni sante mo nimiya hayma maybe sanji kilinga be kala woldi bi afele idunda Gambia la second division o kono imanna daw wala ye dinkira lo damiyalon ko katadam fo se keno jele ise katadam fo ke jiya sa tay mam barama ise katadam fo keno je katadam fo mi alon ko kado borla la nyama dal ye odin kira soto afonye woy footballo yirwandi nyaadile alla tundo nyinga
footballo de atina koma nyaatore mam baye beto soto ngamira Northstar fon la kata second division woy ma koy bakale because yela ko majibe ya lon ko call bita kan nyamale most especially bayeni that speaks volume but then nyum regional fana la sembo to but kabin project ko bida kan regional fana executive oni ning na kolik ibujara wo fana mbanna executive o konole mbiyele banyo mako kan nga mako when it comes to the logistics and the arrangement pura afanan la timo yesambota so bi wo mumbe la it feels us happy. I'm be a contano lenti Northstar fananje mumbo yalo batan na regional to and at least if an year fan some buy soto mun yalong go buy nyum fanan mba first division jemol soto no la second division jemol be soto no la na regional for the very first time ndol nene ma ni ko not ban ndol nene ma long to see a first division game play a second division game play na regional to why not style any project ko I am fanang I na kijo fanang selendi bakele when it comes to pour fanang ngeje say by kendo fanang be bul munjalong yo wo fanang ba use no la in the first and second division munjalong aba in barra football fanang sambala nyato
kemunin kachata karadam vola yurwala karola da afono la na fulo la soto koma atol mu karadam fu kafol di mialon ko Gambia Football Federational bol le koto ito le ka manan ko demandin di yalla baro ka kanya demandin ne fe pour wala karadam fo se yirwano nyamin ni nata kolea ko la karola abije nyaadi le fo do bije ite ke mo foncé blodun la jifo kono pour ka kodo do la fa parce que Mamadou Fanan wala la président Ibrahim Cissé ning ko tata fa duta wo yalon abuka football la nyatuta makoy ka ke kolea ko le ti fo mo le kolea ko dol be nyaadi le berin timol natre nyanta tamala bawo ila katadam fol be amanke koy beke jele ka fintile fana e kata dulalto kombo tuwa banko to jam pour katadam fol ko le akol dol be nyaadi
to nyam gajaga ni ajibe o ko le akol kan na timol badanela amanke ko ave efe fon damale badanika bare ni not bank jibe afanuta bakele regional dolbe je wole chance dole ela game jamal beji abeka place centralized venue ledo but ninara not bank jibe itol mang fortunate ka o sifa sodo because na distance ni war geographical area ni fanuda da warada so ni ajibe from Saba Senyal kanana fo bara a chamfada bakela adum footballo ni finto len ni nga adum findi bakela e ka moto haya min damma fawala aka timo cost bakela so ina jibe ko dengue ibela fans club bolem fana be bulale no man ni ajibe min be ka dépendre na football ko no a sertale ni na jibe fana committee fana na karola pour que football fond damma fond dépendre ka football la service provider sol fond ke ibuke jono e se compensation ole ke no ma ni ajibe wo fond damma maji o maji e kam min dépendre e kam min fere a sertale so soto bunda man na wara efe inda karonyenna so kedam bulu lanjur bade wala kole aku bade so ni ajibe efe la greatest partner mi alon ko wala warta je bage wala mu federation on so ne federation la mahoro fanan tardeta wala amang futa nyama so wala e kamin fon ka je ko sometimes ate fon bonni nola because ngalon ko no challenges le beje so pour ka wo timmandi wonyande ke la regional FL fanana do wala le pour ka je ko no ngafutano wala level nindo so pour que o kino wala tinan dol fanan ka wosi jama bundali ida institutional lamba wala stakeholder mini alon ko isinano ye partner dol fe na regional football nyin kono so that si kenyo ma ko lade ego manengol go dundunin danye ngadanna nin date so ning atra dunna nyobulu wala ida fanan na business wala mbay lafta mino jama e kalamuda fanan be bundali yele nole pour que wala na hani kabi me mol kumandega pour isinaye da dum fe na regional football ko na kan donc football da pan sto nya to nya ko leadal adu fm sign den masembo so no pour ndamal fo ngab keno so ya fa nyame wala atana ning bada dol nada fo ifon se ifon bulo bulele jibo ko na yaw keji because ifon ka lon ne ko mimbeji ere defense so no lawdo bari fon le ka ta extra mile ko commitment on so ya fa nyame na president fo na do mbatendu la wala baake because afana sawara aussi va la bake Ibrahima ka fon la personal kodo bondi ka dundi FLN activities o dol kono mini alon ko no wala kam futande no to next level so wala atna handikabi kumbola wala be bundali yela remol fanambe pro mingo min fana ya longo la mamma be futala football la karola surtout business tiel la mo riba wala mo kunkile nalang bari siloje pour ka fondingel ma koy FA bunda yela aussi fa la pronsi nyomo no nyame o fanalo pour nyenka mayno na football mi alan ko be wollel jibe kan na region nyindo sa ma fandino bayri mi yen sulaje bake wala fondingel mi be region nyinkan e be futano la nyaadi le tariya nyama to next level adon John succeed da dole e makoy so nin fending be wulu pour fane fending kenan regional football nyin kono pour nyin kama dinewol sela hamen ko achieve no o be kala kunyi ma bala de han kabi be bundali yela la mobe sin kalam tan no wol sifal ni ngatra na moja mi ala ngabe interest wo sifal ade ay kuma killing for Northstar la karola because kabire Northstar binala nan inada through partnership fengole timola sorono already mi mu Sibo FC Academy sodole ye football team woni sodo e dalta play na regional academy championship kono adu dalta play na regional football third division league woni kono so kabire Northstar nata ene Sibo e nyomoy so left da pour ka Sibo ke tati ka sangi bulo then e dunda wo kachal ni fenkol efe fana nata simfa balta ka loy feji kaje ibe flobe yamar no la nyaadile si minke no for at least it had to a consensual agreement. Then Sibo FC transit from Sibo FC in the third division league to become the new owners who are Northstar. So that means Northstar for another fentra settling on the ground wala nela transition nyim fanantaria da onya because ne Sibo FC long ya lonne imu ibenu nyaadi la regional kono adung imu timu balelti minu be participate kan na regional third division league woni kono manke team Nintendo because nyim fama be tala wato men I think they were fighting for the fourth position in their group stage pour Katano ka Fengo I think they were knocked out at the semi-final so whereby Northstar na de sort of world so support me along ko Northstar fana ni wala nada nyafo nyame bir funding kel tada yaje ko no ngam mira kombo ma fa ngam mira ja wala ben ko ma ja ye niela ka je ko this dream should come through. We are proud of them, super proud for them making it to the second division because the youths know what is behind them now. Obe moja ma bala fana motivate la sana regional ninkono pour ka je ko ngai yaka Northstar la fengola. So ka playable ground sort of at the regional level. Definitely abekela not only ndolfo ninkel dama but hanna alfa min be regional ninkono. Ibe se worim bake Northstar la ninkoda regional authorities comme kabin governor la and so ninni kachate ka Northstar la kumo bambandina because we have produced 2nd Infantry Battalion mi alon ko bodan na North Bank region to 2nd division SO United wal falantata no world you understand young icons lower nyomi Mansa Wali be mu team wala te minalon ko bota North Bank le kada 2nd division of play but e ka bondi community el min kono e nena man chance sotono kanay kayela funding kel jibe to play on their own soil so nyimu mira da balati no nyimu kumbolati regional mu me beka so Northstar la nyi come sign them for jikobe je ko at least be play no na own ground definitely obe na football samala to the climax.
Fantastic. Ni nata fanna do jibe ngodo along say wato tije bari nga kolea cool dol kachale bari fananse nyatuta cool dol fo ya fo la diamo kono janne angale kanto player min buko Alaji Sen defenderlum abe Gambia la national team le abota North Bank le nga player to fo janne Jibril Silla ka play no fortune le janna kata bantala banko kankaka football keje aning player kote ngol fana niya jibe CSB yo fo janne Gambia la national team goalkeeper sabol le kono wo fana mu yirwa ku balti ñi mu kuldi mi alon ka se fo ninke jama hamendi alla tundo nyinka
definitely ngamera wall alone eka denwol mi yale ke boss le but even with that kemo ba fo kanjang na academy tournament fana at least through na academy tournament mun yalon dinol mo mara be there between under the age of 15 going under the 9 we have to competition for land will be mulba 9 under 9 years under 15 well just in the recent concluded under 17 championship at least nga player do sort of mun yalon he was the vice captain if my memory can serve Sambu Jandafe 2 years back Sanji Fulakoma I had not been regional third division academic tournament win. He played there regularly and he was among the best players for TFB Academy of Farafenye. Jala career started jela at least being a jela but ndola ngatu kom ngamundua mungena keda na sunoti nyindula la nga filo soto munjalo ndol fanang as a region kabin 65 for B Not bank kemo ya for Nujami. Not bank dolma, you know, na anina kebal mundial they are very interested in football. Ibukan na dinol for Nanja mundial they are in the second division or in the first division. Because na home game most especially like Kijara Somalent. You know,
Dula
Jamfada. Hajul financier. Definitely hajul financier. So ngalon yurwal fata binakan most especially kunta la filo munjalong things are on advanced stage but ndol fanang as an executive committee nta sino la wadamala from finance na effort o make waleng right now mfananga manualo dedakan o manualo ba based la public partnership agreement munjalong institution munjalong you know, if I believe that Euro Kuala, most especially football Euro Kuala, be welcome to come and partner with us. We have a shared mutual agreement. Inshallah, how best we can develop football in the region.
Barakabake Mudusi, Ateleka Diamo Committee, Nyintoala, North Bank Football Association. If you're just joining us, this is Qsports, and just on a final note, we will sign off with this. FC Copenhagen have signed an agreement with 2 Gambian players. They are from Real de Banjul, Sheikh Jao and Mustafa Nyasi, who will both join the team in January. These are 2 players who did fantastically well in the past season. Real de Banjul winning the league for the 3rd consecutive time. And they're the defending champions. The league will commence, let's say, in a month or so, because there are some delays. That's why otherwise this November, a little later in 2 weeks or so, should have been the kickstart of the league. But these players that you're seeing on the TV pictures are the players Sheikh Jao and Mustafa Nyasi are Real de Banjul players. But now they've signed a contract with Danish giants FC Copenhagen, and we wish them all the best of luck. And that's it for Qsports today. Thank you very much for watching. Join us next week at the same time and have a lovely afternoon. Bye.